Hello, this is Patrick at Qdabra with another testimonial from a customer on the East Coast. I'm pleased today to have Joe Lavia with me. Joe, welcome.
Well, thank you, Patrick.
It's great to have you here today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am the mainly a control specialist for Del Val Equipment Corporation. The design of boiler control systems falls to me, and I also handle our IT infrastructure and data systems.
Well, thank you for being here today.
Sure.
And you've been using FormsViewer for a year now, right?
Yeah, a little over a year. It's been a pleasant adventure with Qdabra's help.
How many forms are you?
It's been going very well.
How many forms have you migrated?
Presently, we are up to 4, and we have, I believe, 2 more in the works for the next couple of months.
Well, that's great. And it's not just forms, right? You've actually innovated beyond just the form designer experience. You're actually using the product to build a solution. Is that right?
Yes. We've, with the help of Qdabra, we've put together a scheduling calendar for our service division so that our users can schedule our service technicians in all 3 offices pretty much seamlessly, and it really makes our scheduling department a lot more efficient when they're using the new schedule.
Well, that's great to hear. Can you show us that first form there?
Sure. Let me get to our quote library, and I'll show you an existing one. This is one of our salespeople had entered this recently, maybe even today. But this form is something that we had running in InfoPath Filler, and it was a very tedious process. So we had a lot of problems with the security issues and form validation issues, and if the user didn't have InfoPath on the current machine that they were working from, it was it was pretty rough for them. Since we went, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I remember that. Keep going.
Yeah. But since we've gone to FormsViewer, we were able to streamline open times and actual time it takes to generate a quote, and an added benefit, since it's all web-based now, browser-based, is that users can actually pull this up on any computer with internet connection, since we're Office 365 and FormsViewer, and also open it on a tablet. It's a little cumbersome from a phone, but that's just because of the size of the screen and the amount of information that the people have to enter. But it's really helping our salespeople out, and
pretty substantial form. You've got to love the coloring down there. That's great.
It really lets our salespeople know exactly what they're entering. But it really makes it easier for our salesmen to know exactly what kind of pricing structures they're putting out, and really get their work done quickly.
That's great, and it's all declarative logic, right? There's no code, so you can actually change this form on the fly. You don't need to rely on us to help with consulting, right?
Correct. I'm really looking forward to the next version of FormsViewer, where I can actually 100% edit a form in the browser. But right now, going back to InfoPath Designer, we can change anything we want in the forms, and it really makes it easy to manage.
we're looking forward to getting those final features done later this year. Let's switch to the other one and show the viewers the more complex application that you've built. I guess we can't really call this one a form because this is a calendar scheduling application, right?
Yeah. This quote unquote form, if you want to call it that, or application, actually interfaces to a SharePoint calendar that previously we had. We actually had two separate calendars, one as an overview calendar and another as a group view to see where individuals were actually scheduled. Forgive the color scheme. Our PTO time is a rather loud color. So let the schedulers know who's on vacation.
Subconsciously associating bomb and green with their vacation, right?
Exactly.
Can you show us one of these? Click on one of the, I don't know, the purple one down below there, the golden nugget.
Sure.
There we go.
Sure.
Just to show people that this is an active application here with overlays, and and they can go in here and schedule recurring items as well as individual. And
yes,
very cool.
If we had wanted to, we could edit this item and make it recurring, and we've got almost the exact same functionality as the SharePoint calendar, save the yearly recurring events, but everything else is built into it, and also with our custom layout with the different categories and color coding, and why did you? Faster.
Yeah. So what is the main benefit then? Why did we go off of SharePoint? I'm trying to remember. It was mainly because you wanted to customize things, right?
Yes. The customization of the actual calendar form, number one, and linking back to different lists, and the fact that in SharePoint, to anybody who's actually worked with the SharePoint calendars, you cannot have the same group view as where you show individuals as you do in the month view calendar. So we actually had to have two separate calendars, and we were copying data back and forth. And with the color coding we were doing, it really bogged down, and the updates were slow, and there were issues with data not making it from one calendar to another, depending on who was editing when and where from. Mm-hmm. So it just made for a much more streamlined solution for our service department.
So was it worth it in the end?
Yeah.
We're not done yet. I know we're not done yet, but as of last year, we've had a lot of, a lot of work, and in your mind, what is the main value of this app for your business? I mean, we already mentioned a few things, but if you were to, condense it into one value prop, one bottom line, what would it be?
The biggest value for us is the ability to make the changes in-house on the fly, with not a ton of effort, and the really streamlined loading through FormsViewer for our end users. It just makes it a much more enjoyable experience.
Oh, that's great to hear. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I just want to give people a final slide. Let's go back one slide, Joe, and just once again, FormsViewer is not just a migration path for InfoPath forms, as we saw today with Joe. We've got this complex calendar scheduling application that we built, and you're not just able to replace your forms with FormsViewer, but you also have a new future for them, new features like PDF generation, mobile CSS. And thank you so much, Joe, for doing this today. I really appreciate it, and thanks for being here.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.